Hi Scorpio, welcome to my psychic and tarot reading. Before I start the tarot cards, I would like to spend a few minutes telling you about the vision I saw when I meditated for you this week or for the next 2 weeks of March. The vision started with aircraft taking off, and what you noticed was there was a individual walking on the top of that aircraft, and then you see the same individual in an F1 like car without being actually a racer, but like doing something which was like very dangerous. But they had all of their safety gear and all on. The next image, you see the same person in a like house in the woods, like a cottage in the woods, dressed very differently, very happy to be in their surroundings, or very pleasant surroundings rather. But the person over there was not looking happy, because while they were sitting there and they had like a moment of silence, they were able to think about what they do in the day, and where they live, and everything seems to be working. So there seems to be a list in their mind which was given to them at some point, which talked about checking off, which had like these are the things you need to be happy. And they seem to have been able to get that, fulfill that list. They worked hard, fulfill that list. They have a house that they like, they have a job that they like, they've got appreciation, they have the money, everything is working, so there's no problem. What they're finding is that even though they've been through that list, everything seems very disjointed. Like their work seems to be like, in very dangerous places where they like have to have this gear on, and people are looking at them and they have fame. And in like when they come home, they're like in the woods where nobody knows them. They're like in the forest, they do everything on their own, they like the sound of the forest. And what the whole the at the end, uh, the advice that was given was that or the concern was that there seems to be too many disjointed pieces lying there together. And what you would feel happier doing is that you would want to be able to interact more intimately with all of the aspects of your life and with the people around you. Intimately, not sexually, but intimately, where there is a little more blending, where you interact with people more than in one compartment, but they actually move with you through different aspects of your life. One of the things that came across clearly was the sentence, then there were three. I don't know for who it is, but it was a very clear sentence that I could see, which said, and then there were three. So that also came. And then with that, there seemed to be tears that came with that. So it's also like it could be that someone's going through the motions to keep up appearances of like everything is fine, but there seems to be something underlying that's not bringing them the happiness that they are probably looking for, in terms of having their life feel like a whole. It's feeling fractured or disjointed. Let's see or what the guidance is for us and what it shows us. And we have guidance for Scorpio for the rest of March 2019. Looking for guidance for Scorpio for the rest of 2019. There are too many reversals, guys. I'm going to put them all straight. There's too many reversals. I had one which came out as all reversals. Let's see. Oh, I'm definitely not putting this like this. That's too many. Five. Okay. So what do we have? We have the star card, we have the six of coins, we have ace of wands, we have the chariot, we have the four of swords, we have the high priestess, the page of coins, the nine of coins, and the five of swords. And underlying energy is the fool. So I think, guys, that there is it's a I mean, there's like a lot of big one, two, three, four major arcana cards here, and they're giving us a good indication of things not only changing. You seem to be starting on some new venture. This is our guidance card. Oh, with the wheel of fortune and death. Oh my God, I'm not even going to like take any more of these. These three cards have come from the bottom. New beginnings, something is changing, something is ending, and we're going to start a new cycle. All these three cards are like absolutely in line with where we are indicative of something new coming about. So this is a really, and all three major arcana cards, so very good energies in terms of supportive of any kind of change that you are looking for. And the star card, the and the star card, of course, starting off our reading with the star card is that there seems to be a blessing around you. So while there is change and a lot of people are not too comfortable with change, there seems to be some kind of blessing around you to be able to make this change. And it seems like it's come as a divine intervention. And there seems to be something where you are now going to be able to, like, some way cash in the dividends of all the good things and the good deeds that you have done. I know it's been a hard time for Scorpios uh, this this past year, but I think that you are going to come to a place where things are going to suddenly uh, I mean, definitely there's going to be change, but there's also going to be a lot of guidance, and it's going to be something where you seem to be in a very highly spiritual place. I don't know who this is, but I'm definitely picking up a few things where we are talking to Scorpios who are in a very are doing some kind of spiritual practice, or have taken up some spiritual classes where they may even be at this time, in the process of probably learning, is what I'm picking up. And you may be in a place where you are going to also take on some kind of like an apprenticeship in doing something which is brand new. It's like the new stage of something that's spiritual. Maybe you're going to start some kind of spiritual business, and you seem to be charging forward with it. There seems to be a little lack of clarity in which way. There are some options, and I think you are wanting to figure out which one of those options you want to take. I don't know if it's that clear, but there is definitely a new idea, a new creative venture that you are seeing has the potential to be able to become something much bigger. So there is new exciting potential, and it is something that you will feel very aligned to putting your energies towards. There is also generosity around you. So there is seems to be in some way someone, maybe you've got a scholarship, or you are going to get some money to start some kind of venture. The thing is, right now all these things are things that are like seem like new to be new around you. The central energy of this card is the four of wands, and this person seems to be like in some way you know relaxing. But what I see in this is the person is not really is definitely taking some time out, and maybe is sleep. It looks like they're relaxing or sleeping, but what it's indicative of is there seems to be some kind of deep contemplation. And because of the practice or something that you are doing here, there seems to be a need for you to go into some kind of mode of rest. The high priestess, the star card, are the two cards I'm seeing here, which seem to be the ones that are indicating some kind of intuitive, very spiritual work. in the High Priestess card, there is also the element that some things are still to be revealed. She's holding a scroll in her hand, and there may be more information. But I think that could also be, maybe you will come to know about more commitment you have to make in something that you're doing, where you know said, okay, I had to like sign in, for example, on starting a business with someone, and I paid in like 20% of the funds, but now it seems like there may be something more, or there may be higher tuition, or some other, maybe you've had to pay some kind of like extra tax money towards getting something running. These are like the things that are coming to me. The chariot card is being led by like also like divine energy. From what I see here is that the card is moving forward. It's moving forward on a project, or with someone, or in some situation which you feel emotionally very attached to. This seems also like the card which is showing us what the person was doing in the vision I had, where they were like a stunt person who was working with all of their gear on, and were in a Formula One car or an aircraft. So, some kind of vehicle. There is definitely a sign even here of some kind of association with transport or vehicles. That's coming out very strongly for me here. And the page of coins is standing there also to make some kind of offer. So you have one, two, three coins, or coins, pentacles cards. And this one says that it could be a person who is a Taurus, who could be involved in this situation. And the page of cups is a young person, a young energy, who is wanting to make some kind of suggestion or offer or give something that's coming forward. And there seems to be at the base of all of this someone, a very strong independent woman, who seems to be financially very stable, and now seems is and this person is not the one worried too much about the funds, but the they seem to have maybe the desires to engage in a partnership after being single for so long. And maybe they're going to choose a person who is either Aries, not Aries, sorry, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. So these are the energies that are coming to me. There is also someone where this whole thing ends here at the Five of Swords, where someone's like been through like some kind of hard time in the past and is coming out of that, but is still standing strong. And there seems to have been things which have, there's destruction. So there seems to be an idea that has come out of something that probably did not work in the past, or there was some clash, but from there what has emerged through your intuition is an idea of something new, and maybe something that you do on your own. And it looks like it's come from here. If you can see, these energies look like the background of that fire. You're closer here and you've got something, but here the person standing, and they're picking up the pieces, about thinking about all the things they have to do and all the work that has to be done to be able to take them to like the next phase. And the next phase definitely is a short, because we got these three cards at the bottom of our deck, starting with the Fool, the Wheel of Fortune, and Death, which is definitely that we're going into something brand new. It's not something you probably have done before, but it is a new venture, or doing something in a new way, or taking on a new role of something you do know about. There's going to be a lot of adventure in this. It is something that you cannot, if you're looking to see you can stall it, it's not possible, because it's like, if you have not been able to make a choice in the past, destiny is going to come in and play this part. And something that was happening, or what you did, or association or relationship you had in the past is definitely uh, clearing out, renewing, making, transforming into something brand new. And I want to take a card to pick a card for this, because if you see, there is a four of swords and there is a five of swords, and both these cards, I mean, this one's giving us some kind of like ability that you have sat and been able to think. But what else I see in this is that there seems to be something you may be also doing that has come from your ancestors, like maybe a parent or a grandparent used to be in a particular line of work, and it's something that maybe in some kind of maybe transport business, or in maybe even to do something with plants and like forest products from a forest. I don't. That's what's coming to me. That there seems to be something, or maybe even like to start some business which has like got to do with like chariots and a wagon. But it's something that maybe has a lot of potential to like move swiftly, or something that moves requires energy to move swiftly. So the star card is also telling us that you have all of the things in place to uh, like mentally, all of your energies are going to be aligned. And if you see at the back of this star card is the debris of what is the tower. So the tower moment has already happened. So there has been something that has come to you as a shock, and you have been able, you at that time it felt like, oh my god, your world is falling apart. So this seems to be something that has already happened in the past, and it's like something very shocking or something unexpected has come in and like shattered a lot of things. And those are the things I feel that are holding this energy of this confusion, which seems to be at the end. Because what initially before this tarot reading, there was there has been some kind of thing, incident that has happened, which took everybody involved in this situation completely by surprise, and not like a good surprise. So there has been something, but you have to know that there seems to be some kind of blessing coming from your ancestors that are coming into play here, because it looks like you were going in a direction that you would have been successful in, but not as successful as you have the potential to be should you make the changes. It feels harsh that it all had to come crumbling down, but I think that there is a lot of support you have to be able to do the things that you need to, with the wisdom that you have, in terms of maybe also enlisting or working with someone to be able to get some of this guidance, and for you to rebuild whatever it is. So it's at an initial stage. You have someone who will help you make some kind of investment. There will be a place where you may even, borrow money and get a loan from a bank to be able to do the project that you are looking to. And I'm going to pick up a card from here for as a clarifier for this. This it's come here this way, but I'm putting all the cards here straight. There seems to have been some kind of heartbreak. So it's very interesting. Can you see we have the 3, 4, and 5? So it's like there was something which broke your heart. There was a depression that came after it, and then there was like, I'm going to go back and fight for what is mine, is the energy that I'm getting here right now. And maybe the tears that we saw, I told you that at the end of that vision there were tears, and it said very clearly, and then there were three. There seems to be something about three swords and tears in this card right here. And I know that this is for a person very specifically, that not only did they lose, maybe they lost one person, and then there were like three people who have, like been left out of something, and or are left behind, and they are the ones maybe who are part of shedding these tears, and they are trying to get back to being able to make their home, but I think they may have had trouble because I think they're playing the part of going through the motions of looking happy, but I think that they're not really engaging with the world outside, and I think they're looking to look after each other by playing this part. This uh, card is like of a young girl who's like crying, and many, if I cannot say that this is only about like only lovers. This particular deck, that I mean, it gives us imagery which has the potential to be different, and I'm seeing this as someone who has lost someone or is mourning someone, and or feeling in some way alienated, and like where there is an energy of, and then there are three people who are together, and they use all of like their mental or like their energies to be able to stay in a place. That what I'm getting is that they want to work together to be able to have a good life, because I think that that would honor the person who's gone, or if someone left them, it's going to honor them as a group, because I think they chose better. It's like in some way they were able to make good choices for themselves and want to make good choices for themselves, because they have been that's what they see, that life can be good, and it's like a group that's suffering right now, but I think that they are going to go to a place of being extremely elegant in the way in which they deal with the loss that is indicated over here. So they may be in a place where they have to like fight for what they want, but the thing is that with the star card here, it's showing you that there was a plan, so you're not going to be left. The reason the tower had fallen in the past is because it was making room for something new, and the new is the growth that is going to happen, maybe for the three people who are now going to be involved in making something new, or whoever it is that is involved in making something new. So I think one of the energies is pretty young, but the others seem to be in a place where there is people who will be able to. They seem to be financially okay. The woman is okay, but I think someone may also be looking for another partnership. So while they seem to be in a place where everything looks happy, and this card is indicative again in the energy of the person who's sitting in that room wondering why they are not feeling together, because they have everything. They have a great job, they have a great house, there's peace around them, and it looked very much like, that it was in the woods, it's out in nature, but there is something that is keeping this person from feeling that everything is complete. And I think this person here is thinking, it's looking like the person here is thinking of someone, or is reminded of someone as they look at this bird. But it could also be for another group that they have everything, and I think that there needs to be somebody who's finding a partnership or a relationship or some kind of companionship, because while everything else is in place, I think that there seems to be some kind of missing of someone and an intimacy that goes in a partnership. So uh, it could even be a business or work financial related partnership, but this is what I see here right now. There's definitely change. I'm going to pick another card for the Four of Swords also. Oh my, there we've got the Five of Wands. So there's definitely, the person is wanting to like keep themselves calm because of the energy of the Five of Wands, which is an energy of strife, and it's a strife and a fighting that's happening between like people who may be like of the same group or same age or doing something very similar. So there seems to be some kind of fight that's there. But yes, so this person has definitely, like spent a lot of time being stressed, not stressed, like kind of depression that comes where you feel lethargic to want to like deal with it, because mentally it's like so much to process. What has happened is that there is definitely, there is people fighting, or there is some kind of strife around whatever the situation is. But what I'm seeing here is this, the person, the Scorpio person, this is definitely for the Scorpio person, has chosen to walk away because they know that while there is something here to fight about or to take, they know that there is more. So this comes from a person who has a higher vision and is not happy knowing that 8 is not the number he needs. He has the ability to go to like the 10 of cups and be in a place of emotional fulfillment. And this is not going to be enough for them. And that's why they're going to be able to they're going to want to be able to pick a plan, a new plan, which will be funded to take them forward quickly with the blessings of like the universe and their ancestors and the intuition that's guiding them to move forward. They're going to be able to make uh, offer of something, or someone makes an offer to them, and they have the partnerships that they need, or they realize that this cannot be done alone and what they need is a partnership, and they are wanting to make sure they take care of the three people and who were left, who have been left behind, whoever this is. You will be taken care of, and you have a lot of uh, people or energies who have passed who are here to show you that they are here and guiding you in many ways to be able to move forward. So don't worry, you are not alone, and you will be guided by the people who have left you through your intuition and through the way forward. And part of this chaos that's happening, or the change that's going to come in your life, is coming because I think that they have gone to another place and are going to be making a better plan for you in the future. There seems to be something that is in play, and there's just this is just the beginning of a much bigger plan. I'm going to keep these cards here, guys, and I'm going to get us a unicorn oracle to like give us some guidance for this reading. Guidance for Scorpio for this reading. Second half of March 2019 guidance. Cycles. Everything has its right time. Honor the cycles of your body. Tune into the moon's magic. Okay. So it's like there's something going here. There's definitely cycles showing us here. Something's going to start, it's going to take another turn and move to where it needs to move. This is also telling us that about the cycles of life and birth and death and regeneration. So these are also the cycles of life. This is how the universe works. So there's nothing that we can do, but understand that not only it's not only everybody else. We are all part of these cycles of birth and living your life and death. The only thing I know from the work that I'm doing with my teachers is that if we know or have had our loved ones pass away around us, we need to be able to honor their life and their passing by being able to live fully every day. So this is not the time for you to move away out of the game of life. Our job as people who have had loved ones pass away uh, has been for us to be able to live life with more vigor and with more gusto, because that's what we're here to do. So I really think this has come for us to understand that whatever has happened has come is part of a natural cycle of things starting and beginning, and then there are endings. Everything has its right time. Honor the cycles of your body. It's time. Tune into the moon's magic, and I think the full moon is going to be coming in your 12th house. So if you're Scorpio, the full moon is going to be in Libra, which is your 12th house. and this is happening in this coming week. All I can tell you is stay tuned, because your 12th house is also the house of uh, your past lives or future lives, or like us being connected with um, a divine connection. And I think that with the moon there, you're going to get a lot of signs to be able to know which way to go, and many things will open up for you in terms of ideas that suddenly pop into your head about the way to go about things. Here is the sign that there is, you all have the receptors to be able to get the energy and the wisdom of the high priestess. I'm going to take out another card here. It's from a Ryan Weiss spirit healing deck. The information of that is written below. I can forgive others even if they have hurt me. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting, it means understanding. So, if someone has done anything, done you wrong in any way, it is for our own good that we forgive. Even if people have hurt you, it is time for you to understand the wisdom and why you want to forgive them, and why that is something you do for yourself. That does not mean you're forgetting. It means you have understanding of where they are and where they came from, and what that means for you. So, if you see in this, there are three butterflies, and butterflies are the sign of transformation, and this is the moon. There seems to be the person who you have been thinking about, who's talking about the cycles and the transformation that's going to come for all of you Scorpios and people associated with you and your families. The transformation, things will change, and you will start anew, just like these butterflies. So that's the caterpillar, and that's like them in the chrysalis, and that's like the butterflies that are coming out to fly. And there are three of them in your image here, and there's a moon. So look out for the signs. I think someone is looking to connect with you in in this next week. You will get some kind of guidance or connection with someone who may have passed, or has in some way had to leave and go somewhere else. They will be connecting with you. So, Scorpio, I hope that this gives you something new to think about in the way in which you can look at your situation, because I have this, even when I did the meditation for you, it looks like you have everything going, and you're now at a place where something you also know needs to change. And I think we're going to be about coming to that time when things are going to start changing. And I know that you are not going to be alone. You're going to be guided by uh, angels who have, like, passed and gone, and you will have divine guidance to be able to take you forward in the right way, way forward for success, spiritually and materially. So, physically and mentally too. So don't worry about it. This is more in terms of like giving you a reassurance that I know things are coming and changing for you, rather than anything else. All of your pieces already are in place, and they're doing really well. So thank you, and I wish you the very best, and I will see you uh, in April. Bye.